Qwen 3.8 27B just dropped and it is already the talk of the town. Now I'm gonna just come out and say it, I think this is already the best local model I have ever been able to run on my device. Now if you've seen some of my previous videos, you may know that I've been a big fan of the Qwen 3.6 27B model, and this one seems to be a great improvement upon that model. My understanding is the model architecture is not all that different, it's really a change in the training data itself, but today I'm gonna run it locally on my Mac, give it a couple tests and see how it performs to get a better idea of how great this new Qwen local AI model is. So let's jump into it. For my first experiment, I'm going to ask it to make a simple 3D Rubik's Cube simulator. The idea of this is test out how it does these 3D graphics, can it do the logic of how a Rubik's Cube works and all of that, and just have this running locally. This is the prompt I'm going to feed to the model and we'll see what we get. So the total runtime to implement this task was 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 32 seconds. This right here is the result. We have this 3D Rubik's Cube we can drag around, and when we click on a side, we're able to rotate it just like a normal Rubik's Cube. And then we can span other sides as well. We can use these buttons to rotate various components. I can hit the R key to do this, and then I can do Shift R and rotate it the other way. So this looks very versatile. I can hit X to reset it to the original state. This looks great. This is basically exactly what I wanted. We can also try scrambling it and see how this does. Now we have a scrambled cube. We can ask it to solve it, and it looks like it just does do the scrambled moves backwards. I think if we just rotate one side a ton of times, our move history is all the same, and if we ask it to solve it, yeah, it's not very intelligent. It's just doing all the moves backwards, but you know what? That works. So this is great. Again, this was generated entirely locally by Qwen 3.8 27B, which is pretty cool. You know, this is not very advanced, but given the prompt, I would say it basically executed it well. It did exactly what it was told to do. We have our presentation-worthy demo, which is pretty cool. So let's go on to the next task. And our next task is going to be to make a browser-based music studio. So something like a budget version of GarageBand where we can kind of mix music, make some beats, and do it entirely in browser. This is the prompt I'm giving it, and I'm asking it to be built. Qwen is going to run and make it entirely locally. So let's go ahead and feed it this prompt and see what it does. The final runtime for that prompt ended being 46 minutes and 22 seconds. So quite a bit shorter than the Rubik's Cube, but this is what we have, Browser Music Studio. Let's go ahead and just hit play. That was really loud and it sounded kind of trash, but we have these other things too. Let's see. Okay, we have a deep space. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I think we have kind of 4 tracks. We have drums, bass, lead, and pad. I don't know, let's add some more kicks or something. We don't have enough claps. We need some good claps in that music. Alright, let's listen to this now. Okay, that was decent. Can we do some more bass? Alright, I don't really know what I'm doing, but let's listen to this. Alright, that sounds pretty bad. How about this? Let's do like some random... Okay, you know what? I feel like the music doesn't really sound that great, but that's more because I don't know what I'm doing rather than the software being bad. This thing is pretty cool. Oh, wait, can I play the keyboard? Okay, so we have a keyboard, we have the pad. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Let me try increasing the tempo a bit. I don't know what swing is. Oh, make the pattern longer? Let's listen. You know, this is pretty versatile, I will say. I think that's enough playing around with that. I'm pretty impressed with this. Again, this was generated entirely locally by Qwen 3.8.27b. In terms of prompt adherence, what we had asked it to build, it did quite a good job. So this is a pretty cool experiment. Let's go on to the next experiment. Here is our next prompt. Quite frankly, I think this might be the hardest one so far. I'm essentially asking it to make a new OS inside a browser tab. I don't know how it's going to do this. I have this prompt right here. Make a polished miniature desktop operating system that runs entirely inside one ordinary browser tab. And we're going to give it to Qwen 3.8.27b, let it cook, and see what it comes up with. It is done, and it took 1 hour and 23 minutes to complete that, which is about the same time as the Rubik's Cube. And here we have it, our OS. Let's see what we can do. Okay, hey, you know, this looks pretty cool. Let's see, we have a calculator. Does this work? Okay, we can resize it too? Hey, this is pretty cool. This is a browser OS created entirely by local Qwen. Hello. Can we save this? Okay. Can we see our new file? Hey, we can. A little MS Paint kind of thing here. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, so we have a terminal. A harmless fictional shell. Help. Okay, so we can run some commands. Let's see. Can we like hit the internet? Okay, not quite. But we have some basic commands. Let's can we get out of here? No. Okay. Let's see if all of these work. Who am I? I'm guest. What does settings do? Oh, we have a light mode and a dark mode. You know, this is pretty impressive, I will say. The time is right, actually. Reset desktop. Okay. About storage. 2.8 kilobytes. Nimbus OS. This is pretty cool. This is really cool, actually. Wow, so there we have it. 3 tasks given to Qwen 3.8.27b, all of them running entirely locally, and it did it. None of these are particularly impressive. Like for a frontier AI, I think if we had asked Claude to do any of these things, then they would be able to do it flawlessly. But this is local AI. You know, I'm not paying for any subscription, no tokens, nothing like that. It is running entirely on my device and now able to have such good quality outputs. So I'm gonna run some more experiments with these later, see how they do. If you have some other cool projects that you think I could try and give local AI to make, I might go ahead and do that now. But yeah, thank you for watching, and go check out Qwen 3.8.27b. It's pretty cool.